Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everyone. What a great show we have tonight. I'm so excited. Jared Kushner has joined us this evening. If you look closely, you can see the regret starting to take shape on his face. And for some reason, we welcome back Mike Baker. Yep. Let's hope he can complete a sentence using only 50 ums and 24 groans.
That's my one.
Yes, Mike Baker, when you need a coherent thought in 24 hours, don't call him. Yeah. All right, so ever since Joe Biden's speech from the innermost circle of hell, I've been thinking a lot about the future of this country. He warned us of a terrible threat. And no, not that he ate fiber before boarding the roller coaster at Six Flags. It's the extreme-MAGA Republican, who apparently number in the dozens, or perhaps millions. We really never get a head count on the threat. We're not even sure they have heads. But the vagueness of the threat certainly is convenient, mainly because it's hard to count something that doesn't really exist. Unlike, say, the persistent and violent crime we now experience every single day across this country. Oddly, none of that is caused by people in red hats. Fact is, extreme MAGA aren't like sheep. You can't count them to fall asleep because there's really not enough of them. And for a Democrat, it's best never to know how truly big the threat is, or it might actually end up going away. Fact is, Trump supporters are the new climate change. We can't quantify it, but we can tell you it's evil. But the fear tactic, it's effective. Thanks to Joe and the media, we now have a Democratic majority in a poll who believe that Trump supporters are a serious threat to democracy. Hell, they even got 25% of Republicans to agree. But let's be honest, those are the really dumb ones. When those two heard 25%, they thought, all right, our best approval numbers ever. And of course, you have the Democrats pushing the idea that violence is looming around the corner. Here's Eric Swalwell in between bouts of rampant farting and having sex with Chinese spies, talking about the coming wave of violent Republicans.
They are so out of alignment with mainstream America, where they can't win the majority of votes in elections, that they now are more comfortable with violence than voting, because that's their only path to enacting their political agenda.
Huh. Remember when that guy ran for president? Yeah, neither can he. I think he polled lower than Kamala Harris, which is like saying you polled lower than anal warts. No offense to people with anal warts. It's a common problem. Mike?
It's nothing that ointment can't clear up.
Yeah, it's true. So I decided to do some research about this MAGA threat. I know, as a big star, I shouldn't have to do that. But it was either that or bare-knuckle boxing with Dagan McDowell in her office. Besides, my intern was busy with my laundry. Killmeat is such a heavy bleeder. So, since Joe and the media never ever named the actual threats, preferring it to be an amorphous, anonymous blob like man-made climate change or Joy Behar's body odor, I wanted to see if I could put a name to this demon. Perhaps it's one of these Republican candidates running for office. After all they ever talk about is pornography.
Can you define what pornographic means for you in terms of books in K-12 schools?
Do you need me to define pornographic? I mean, I can if you want me to.
I can read you.
All right, so there's two naked people, and they are acting out a sexual act. So in multiple different sexual acts, do you want me to send you some so you can see them?
Yes.
That would be fine, because I feel like it would be a little awkward.
We've got plenty here to show you.
I love her. I really love her. Why did she stop? Honestly, I kind of wish she'd kept going. I was just getting into it. I was moments away from whipping out my credit card. Let's see Gretchen Whitmer match that kind of pillow talk. But then again, maybe not. The FBI might try to kidnap her again. Ooh. So yeah, it's kinky and all, but is it a threat to democracy? Unless by democracy you mean my pants. However, that's terrible. However, I think I finally found the threat to this great republic. Her name is Linda Paulson. I'm sure you'll agree she is a monster. Hey, Utah District 12, you better listen up right here because that's a new name on the ballot for the state Senate this year.
Hey, Utah District 12, listen up right here. There's a new name on the ballot for the Senate this year. My name is Linda Paulson, Republican and awesome. Love God and family and the Constitution. I tried to get another conservative to run. Nobody could do it, so I'm getting it done.
All right. She's rapping and she's adorable. And if she's smoking any weed, it's definitely medicinal. But damn it, Linda, I wonder if you are pro-religious freedom, pro-life, and pro-police.
I'm pro-religious freedom, pro-life, pro-police, the right to bear arms and the right to free speech. I want less government control and regulation, want to stop and expose all political corruption where there's integrity, morality, accountability. Government programs should lead to self-sufficiency and support traditional family as the fundamental unit of society. But in schools, they're pushing for new beliefs. And just to clarify this, because there's some who can't define this, as a female adult, I know what a woman is.
Yes, she knows what a woman is. Quick, someone introduce her to Ketanji Brown Jackson. But no wonder she's dangerous. She thinks there's two biological sexes. I hope the DOJ, the FBI, and the IRS have her on their list and not for overusing the AARP discount. Because I wonder if she loves this country.
I love this country. It's a blessing to be free, but freedom comes with responsibility. The Constitution needs to be protected, not changed or disregarded, but resurrected. If you share my values, if you like what I stand for, then give me your vote on the 8th of November. District 12 needs a choice. Let me be your voice, Linda Paulson. Linda Paulson for Senate.
So, Linda Paulson for Senate. Now, there's a real threat to democracy. She's Joe McCarthy in drag, which probably means she's a decent person, a nice lady, and should be elected because currently nobody fits that description who works in D.C. You could call her the bizarro Hillary Clinton. And I would vote for her, but I'm not a citizen of Utah, and I'm not allowed after that incident with the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Mormon Tabernacle Choir. That's the last time I inquire about a missionary position. Still, if that's the face of the Republican Party, no wonder the Dems are scared. A senior citizen who likes to rap? Hey, I think I just described Brett Baer.
That's right, America, we love you. We're rock and roll to the summer sun. We're rock to 100 and rock you.
Somewhere, Vanilla Ice is rolling in his grave. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He brought Democrats grief by bringing peace to the Middle East. Former senior advisor to President Trump and author of the #1 book, Breaking History, Jared Kushner. He does his best work undercover and under the covers. Former CIA operative and host of Black Files Declassified on Discovery Science Channel, Mike Baker. She's like a Beanie Baby. Cute, but we all thought she'd be worth more money by now. Fox News contributor Kat Tipp. And fortune tellers call his palms War and Peace because they take forever to read. I know. My massive sidekick in the NWA World Television Champion, Tyrus. Jared, congratulations, #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. I bet they're thrilled.
They really enjoyed putting it there, I can imagine.
Yeah, there is one flaw. I checked the index. I'm not mentioned in this book at all.
I think that was the first version you were in, but it must have gotten cut, so we apologize for that.
Would you please put it back in? I expect an entire chapter on how I influenced the administration. What do you? How do you feel like you are a threat to the democracy because you're part of the Trump world?
According to what I hear, sometimes I do think they are. I think what the people in Washington didn't understand about Trump voters is that they wanted things like low gas prices, low taxes. They wanted peace in the world. They didn't want to have wars in Ukraine or, China being provocative. And that was really why I wrote the book. I wanted people to understand all the things that happened during the Trump administration, despite all the craziness you would constantly see in the press, whether it was accusing us, you saw Eric Swalwell earlier, of accusing us of colluding with Russia for 2 years, which turned out we didn't collude with Russia. We won a campaign. And so you had all these different currents that we wanted to cover, and that's when I traveled the country, I saw Trump voters were just good people who wanted their country restored in the way that they wanted to live. And so that was what I tried to portray.
That's what I liked about your book, is that you weren't part of this world. You were kind of forced, but through marriage, you were probably just a basic, typical New York liberal. I'll put that in. But you had to change. You had to go out. You had to hang out with these people, and you turn out, wow, this thing's real. These are real people. And I thought that was interesting. I'm going to piss off so many people, but I thought that this book is the best book about the administration.
Thank you.
And I think that will probably upset a few people that are come on the show. Just because, like you were talking, you explain behind the scenes of a lot of stuff that I wanted to, like the Middle East peace process. You knew nothing about this. You didn't even know you were going to work on it.
Yeah.
You didn't know it, and then you go and you do it, and you succeed because you're not a diplomat. You actually succeeded because you're not a D.C. diplomat. Anyway, I'm blowing too much smoke up your ass.
It's good. Well, what I will say, first of all, thank you. You could do more of that if you'd like. Maybe I should just be quiet and let you go. But I will say that I think that what was very important for me to portray to people was that I wasn't a New York liberal. I think I was somebody who was a pragmatist. And I think that we have all the titles today, but I really show what it was like to travel through the country, explore, meet people, have an open mind, and learn about things like the Middle East, learn about things like what the policies were that people wanted, and then see how President Trump and his administration delivered those things.
Yeah. So while you were helping people, Mike Baker, you were killing them.
Only the ones that weren't helping.
Yes, exactly. That's all right. You only kill the bad people, Mike. Is that what you do? What would you like to comment on? How about Miss Paulson? I mean, corny, but really good.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, if I might say, your work on the Middle East policies, well done. Didn't get enough appreciation or attention. Really well done. Second,
That's how we said in the green room.
If I may, that was between you and me. Second, as far as Tudor Dixon goes, and since when does pornography only involve two people? and no,
such a good point.
Right. And no llama. I mean, what kind of porn is she watching? But and as far as Linda Paulson goes, God bless her. She kind of reminds me of my mom in a way. Rest her soul. But if you're a white person and you decide to turn your campaign ad into a rap video, then be prepared to get kicked in the ass, right, on social media, which is what happened, and then move on. Fine. I think it's fun. Honestly, I don't think we're going to see a lot of these from her. So
that's a safe prediction, Mike.
She's a one-hit wonder.
Yes, she is. She is. How about you, Kat? What did you make of her performance?
Yeah, I just feel like if you're going to do a rap, you should ask yourself first, is my name Linda? Then if it is, you got to be prepared that maybe the reaction's going to be mixed. It was cringeworthy. And of course, I say this as somebody who, I don't have enough rhythm for the choreography in a Soul Cycle class. And that's not so much a joke as something I had to learn the hard way. But, she didn't really seem to be trying.
No,
she clearly recorded that one time with no thought of rhythm or cadence or anything else.
I can't believe you're seriously criticizing this. I was more critical of the music. I thought the music was not as good as her voice.
Seriously critical is really an overemphasization of how much I care. I'm not going to listen to it again recreationally.
Oh,
no.
I am. I'm going to have it on repeat all night, Tyrus, in the hot tub. You know what I'm saying?
No.
No.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And I what I loved the most about it, because we seem to forget, and this is where the media always kind of tells on themselves. The first thing that you heard from all these media experts, the left side, was how she wasn't black. Mm-hmm. And I found wow, man, that's a really racist thing to say, that an art form can't be expressed by anyone. Yeah, sure, rhythm was off, you know what, but her heart was in it. And I listened to the whole thing because I was laughing and it put a smile on my face. And that's kind of the whole point of what rap is. And I guess no one ever heard of Eminem or the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's an art form.
He left out Vanilla Ice.
Well, Vanilla Ice left himself out.
R.I.P., by the way.
Yeah, but he's still alive, Gutfeld. And probably waiting for you in the parking lot.
Yes.
But the point is like, this is what we see.
Yeah.
Somebody does something out the box, and the first thing that the left does is they remind us all that, like, whoa, only black people can do that. Says who? Like, good for her.
Linda proved it.
Yeah, no, but hey, you rhyming Constitution is hard for anybody.
Exactly.
Okay?
It's
and
true.
She did it, and you know what? I know exactly where she stands on everything. You find another politician right now where you know exactly where they stand.
They should all be rapping.
You know it. We all know where she stands, where she's about, how happy she is. Both her hips work.
Yeah.
Like, she had a lot of things going on. Good for her. I hope she does another one.
Excellent point. You know what? When I host the Fox debate in 2024, which I haven't told anybody yet, I'm going to make I am hosting the Fox debate.
Tell them drop 16 bars. Go. What do you got?
Oh, no. I'm going to have all the candidates rap their.
That's what 16 bars means, Gutfeld.
Oh, geez.
You want to criticize her?
Such a boomer.
You want to criticize her and you don't even know the language? This guy.
That's not what I meant. Rap.
Yeah.
Well, just seems to me you're getting your ass kicked here.
Yeah. I'll go back to Idaho.
Okay.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.